Hello Panthers, I'm Zach Quigley along with Coach Wendel. We had a great overtime victory over Timberview 2 weeks ago and then a week off. Tell us about this week's workouts.
Well, first of all, the Timberview game was a phenomenal come-from-behind win. We were down 22-0 and then scored 29 consecutive points, 7 of those being in overtime. And just the excitement around the school, the excitement of that night with the band playing while our defense was on the field to end the game and the student body jumping. It was just a great night to be a Panther, and that was a lot of fun. And then to top that off, we had the weekend off and had a light week of work the next week on our bye week and try to get some guys healthy and kind of install a few new plays and try to get better at what we do, but mostly just heal up and take some mental and emotional rest. And then we came back and had just a pretty typical week this week, getting ready for Waxahachie game.
Waxahachie is a big rivalry game. Is there any added significance to the players?
I'm sure there is. There's a lot of familiarity with the players know each other. They've grown up playing each other, so there's some significance in that regard, but I think more so it's a district ball game. Both teams are 1-1. The team that wins tonight's ball game has got a real good shot of being in the playoffs and probably should be in the playoffs. The team that loses is going to have an uphill battle, but still not out. But I think that's the main reason it's significance.
Will the fans see any changes tonight?
I think there will be a few wrinkles that if the opportunity presents itself, that we've put in a few new things that we feel good about. And feel like we'll go out there and execute our offense. I think the defense will fly around, and hopefully we'll create some turnovers and just pretty much do what we've been doing. Try to be a little bit more explosive on offense. We'll see.
What's our injury situation?
We've got several guys that are banged up still, and several guys that are not going to play, but that's just part of it. The ones that have been practicing have done a good job and have focused, and the effort and execution has been good the last couple of days, and feel good about our plan and ready to go play a game.
Let's look at some of the highlights from the Timberview game.
Okay, we run a trap play to Landry Songer. I think we get about 25 yards right there, right up the middle. I think Dwayne Johnson pulled and kicked a defender out, and Joe Cisneros blocked back. I think this interception right here by Nathan Humphreys. And a real good play by him. We have another interception by Avery Gibson. We won the turnover battle, which was a significant factor in our win. And this is a great play by Avery Gibson to go up and get that interception. Austin did a good job running the ball for the most part against Timberview, protecting the ball. And some of his runs were 3 or 4 yards, and then some of them popped for like this one right here for 26. It's a good triple option play right there. He just reads it and cuts it back against the grain. It's 26 yards. All of our touchdown runs were hard-fought yards. I thought Timberview was a very physical, tough football team, good defensive football team. And you saw right there, we just barely got in the end zone on just about every one of our touchdowns. Have an interception right here by J.T. Cavender. Just in the right place, right time, makes a good play, and puts us in a real good field position. Again, a short run, but a hard-nosed run right down here. I thought we wore them down, especially in the second half with our offensive line. You see running behind Dwayne Johnson, Joe Cisneros, Harrison Perry. Nolan has a good throwback. This is in the fourth quarter, driving the last drive of the game to go tie it up. We execute this throwback to the quarterback. Nice throw, nice execution, a nice catch by Austin, and then he gets smart enough to get out of bounds. This is to go, this is the fourth quarter to go, we're down by 2 after this touchdown. Go for 2 to tie it up. Right down here with a 2-yard run by, I guess this is the overtime run right there. And then to end the game, I think it's 3rd and forever, maybe even 4th down, a fumbled ball. I know we had several guys around that. Just great effort by our defense. Great night.
We also have players with us today. First, Austin Thomas. What have you been focusing on this week?
We've just been focusing on defense, lining up, and just making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be and just going around and flying to the football.
What's the best thing about Friday nights?
Just going out there, having fun, competing, and just laying everything out for your brothers, and just knowing that when you look next to them, you can tell them that I did my job, and just being there and just love playing the game.
How do you balance school and sports?
You got to stay organized. You got to maintain on your schoolwork, because school comes first, and then you just got to go out there and just ball out on the football field.
We also have Landry Songer. What have you seen improve the most this season?
I think that the brotherhood of the team has really improved. I think that we've come together and we got each other's backs no matter what, a little bit more than last year. And I think the senior leadership is a little bit better this year. I think we really care about one another and have different motives this year instead of last year. So.
Sorry to you guys for this because I love pepperoni.
What are
However,
the things you're looking for as each play develops?
Depending on if I'm a lead blocker or if I'm running the ball, I'm always looking for a crease to fill the hole, to either meet somebody that I'm supposed to block or to look for open yards that I need to get. And I'm always looking for a one-on-one matchup to where I can either truck them or try and juke them out and get more yards. And so that's usually what I look for.
Do you have any game day rituals?
Yes, as a team, we actually go and eat every game day with our coaches and a bunch of mentors, which is really nice. And we get to bond like that and get some good food. We also do a lot of prayer and a lot of rest and picture everything that is supposed to happen during the game in our minds before the game, so we're mentally prepared and ready to go get after them physically.
As I mentioned, this week we're in Waxahachie. What do you know about them?
Well, I think they're an offensive first football team. They've got good skill position players at all five of the spots that are skill. I think they have the best quarterback in the district from a passing standpoint. He's strong. He's a returning starter and does a really good job. He creates plays with his feet. From a defensive standpoint, they're aggressive. They either want you to turn the ball over or make a big play or let you score and then get the ball back on offense. So they've got, in my opinion, they have four exceptional players on defense and have a really good kicker. So they're probably a complete team. It's going to take a great effort to beat them.
Is it easier to prepare for district opponents that you have some familiarity with?
I think more so than easier because of familiarity. I think it's easier because you know your team better. We've been together for 8 weeks now. It's not the first week of the season while we're trying to determine who's starting at what position or how much to play this guy. We kind of know what we got as a team. We've kind of gelled together as a team, and we're executing. We know what plays we execute well and what plays we probably don't execute well. So from that standpoint, it's probably easier to prepare for. But I don't think it's any easier to prepare for Waxahachie than it was Mesquite Petite or McKinney or anything like that. I think it's just a matter of where you are in the season.
Let's take a look at last week's results from teams in our district.
Lake Ridge beat Summit. Lancaster starts district 0-2, lost to Mansfield Legacy. Waxahachie beat Red Oak.
And this week.
This week, Lake Ridge beat Red Oak last night, I believe 45-13. Lancaster and Summit, I think it'll be a great ball game. I'm going to take Lancaster at home. I don't think they start district 0-3. Legacy and Timberview will be a great game. I don't see. I think Legacy wins the ball game. Waxahachie Midlothian, I think 42-41 Midlothian.
Coach, thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Remember, this week's game is in Waxahachie. Game time is 7:30 Friday night. If you can't make it to the game, you can listen on pantherradio.net.